Salem City anticipates power outages. And as a result, they took and they sent out this attached letter to all the residents of Salem. And basically what they're saying is when there was a recent power outage that was actually as a result of Rocky Mountain Power, because Salem and all these surrounding cities, they actually use Rocky Mountain Power's infrastructure to bring the power to your house. They said, holy cow, this is actually worse than we thought. Let's send out a letter and tell everybody what things that they ought to do. And so the letter says, hey, you guys need to get an emergency kit. You got to develop some sort of family plan, some sort of communication. But then right here, they put this little thing that says you need to find a backup power solution, because they've already acknowledged that they're not going to consistently and reliably provide power to you and your family. There was kind of a recent wake-up call that they had when they finally realized how vulnerable and how dependent they are on outside utility companies like Rocky Mountain Power. So here's the challenge that you have if you live there in Salem. They have gone in and put a moratorium on solar. So as of January of this year, no more solar permits have been able to be issued in the city of Salem. In working with Salem, I did find a strategy where they would allow me to install a solar system with a battery system on a customer's house, and they made it possible for me to be able to take and to do that. Like, it's strange when they say you need a backup solution, but then they put a moratorium trying to block your ability to do it. And so there's a couple paths forward. You can get solar with batteries, or you can get a generator. Those are two very, very viable solutions. The one solution that wasn't available is the solar with batteries. I have figured out a workaround plan that allows that to take place, and so we can put solar and battery on a house and then back up these homes. If you're trying to figure out what is kind of triggering all of this, like why in the world would Salem send this out? If you go to Rocky Mountain Power's website, it talks about that if there's forest fires, so let's just say the wind's blowing, it's hot, if those two scenarios come together, they're going to shut off the power. And this is precipitating from Rocky Mountain Power having $500 million in settlements within the last 5 years, because basically the grid, the infrastructure is getting weaker. We're putting more demand through it, and more demand through those power lines really causes the lines to sag. They start becoming, I don't know, for lack of a better word, so to speak, weaker or sloppier. And as a result, lots of fires have taken place. And the result is a $500 million in settlement charges. And then on the back end of that, Rocky Mountain Power's insurance went from $10 million a year to $125 million a year. And so because of this, they're passing these costs on to customers, but to prevent them from losing their ability to be insured, if the wind blows, it's hot, they're turning off your power. Salem then said, holy cow, we're incredibly vulnerable because it does get hot in Utah and the wind does blow. You take those two things and put those in conjunction. It doesn't matter if Salem thinks the power should still be on. They will get their power terminated because Rocky Mountain turns it off anyways, because they can't afford to continue getting sued. And so that's kind of the backstory. That's why you're seeing Salem putting out this letter suggesting that you start finding a backup power solution. So one of the things I've mentioned it is I do have a path or a strategy where I can come put solar and a battery on a house with nothing down that will give you the ability to back your home up during a power outage squeeze. If you need help on that, just reach out to me. You can somewhere around here you can find my profile there and send me a DM or something, and be happy to help you on that.